Finesse2Tymes is facing a good 10 to 15, hell, even life sentence. I doubt on that other one, but I'll break down the reason why he could get life. Yeah, he got 8 sentences, so finesse 8 times. Let's go. All right, all right. So here's what Finesse2Tymes is really facing after them Texas charges hit the sheet. So he got 8 total counts from small time weed to big boy felonies. You see me? So let me break it down. Possession of marijuana under 2 ounces. That's the lightest one. Class B misdemeanor. If it stood alone, he'd be looking up to 180 days, county time, and a $2,000 fine. Possession of a controlled substance. Penalty group 2 between 1 and 4 grams. 3rd degree felony. That's 2 to 10 years in the state pen. Tampering with evidence. Same bracket, 2 to 10 years. And that one stings because it means you try to hide something from law enforcement. Prohibited substance in a correctional facility. That's the craziest one. It starts at a 3rd degree felony and can shoot all the way up to a 1st degree felony if the case involves like major harm or death inside of jail, which that's where you'll see 15 to 99 years, even life, plus a $250,000 fine. But I'm fairly certain if anybody died up in there that, yeah, hell nah, that'd be done. But I would have an argument if I was a lawyer. So just stick around. Possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1B, under 1 gram, state jail felony, 180 days to 2 years, and possession of a dangerous drug, a class A misdemeanor, up to a year in county jail, and a $4,000 fine. So here's how the lowest math is going to play out. The lowest possible sentence that he going to get is 6 months county time on the weed charge. Longest, obviously, if somebody would have died, he would have got life. But let's be honest real quick. The most likely scenario with this many counts and no violent charge on paper, he's probably looking at a plea deal, time served, or a few years on probation, maybe a short state jail bid. I don't know. Maybe he stay in jail for a little bit. If they combine the drug counts, unless the prosecutor really stack it up, then he facing a lot of time. You're talking about a good 10-year ball. But bottom line, it's crazy on paper, but this ain't no murder. This ain't no shooters. This ain't none of that stuff that he was talking about. I'm only going for shootings and knocking stuff down. You know, yeah. But most of these is possession and tampering charges. It's serious, but you can still kind of beat it. It just depends on a couple of factors, and we'll get into that in a moment. Y'all want to know what's crazy? And this gonna be wild. But that picture right there, bruh, that actually saves him on bringing the drugs to the jail, because what you're seeing is somebody whacked out their mind. There's no way that I would say, like me personally, I would say, man, I whacked out my mind. I ain't know I even had this shit, bro. I ain't even know I was. I was high, like, man. I ain't even know I was back in Texas, bro. I've been going through it. I've been just going through it, man. Last time I remember even where I was, man, I was all the way in Tallahassee, Florida. I don't even know how I got there to Texas, let alone got to Marshall. That's what I would argue. I'm gonna be honest. That picture looks effing insane. So for me personally, that's where I think he would have a good fight. Like that's the most serious charge. The bringing the contraband in the jail, essentially. That's where basically it is. But that video, I'm fairly certain he probably like screwed over, because or could be the worst part. He could have, you know what I mean, and did one of those. If he did that and they sat there and they watched him, and that's how they got him, yeah, he gonna be pretty much screwed on that one. But more than likely, he finna get put back on probation, and then the real trouble is gonna start. But Finesse is actually showing signs of somebody battling with depression like a mother effer. Like, if we can sit up here, and some of y'all haven't seen it, but yesterday there was a dude who came to Hartsfield-Jackson, that's the airport in Atlanta, with a damn AR-15 and threatened to, if he was Ceddy Nash for the news, it'd have been like boom, boom, boom. You feel what I'm saying? But that's a dude going through it, bro. And a part of me feel like, damn, bro, like, have I been saying the wrong words to this individual, right? One of the things that we've done here is we say your age ain't your age if you've been in prison. Finesse been in prison for a while. So that in going to juvie and all that crap, mentally he's probably only 22, maybe 23. So if these Republicans come out and see all these racist texts from people who are 22, 21, 31, 29 and call them boys and kids and all that and say it was shameless, harmless, whatever the hell, right? Y'all seen them racist texts from them Republicans? Y'all still, all right. Y'all still think, oh, y'all be playing victim and all this, whatever. But nah, Finesse2Tymes needs somebody around him that he honors and values their word. Meaning, you need to have a real conversation with yourself and with somebody who not going to tell you about yourself, but who going to try to understand where you at and might have even been there and what steps you going to have to do. It would have surprised me, bruh, if Finesse2Tymes disappeared for a while, went into a therapy. Went into drug rehab or something. He definitely qualifies for it. The last two and this is the only positive working for him. The last things that he was arrested for all had something to do with drugs. The way that the court systems look at this stuff these days is like, bruh, you might have to go to rehab or something. And then if you come out of that rehab and you're not a changed man, then we're going to tax you to the maximum. We talking about sitting down and going to the Texas penitentiary. Department of Corrections. So as far as Finesse go, I want to get on this case. Like, I know y'all expect me to be something like this. Like, man, Finesse, you stupid, bro. You blowing it all. You a dummy, man. Like, there's nowhere in this world that you came home a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, one of the hottest artists on there in the world, rapping and all this stuff, doing your thing, charging 60 years old, doing all this. You got your run, bro, looking like you the next cat out of Memphis. It's looking like, to be fair, you on that Dolphin and Yo Gotti and all them levels, the 3-6 Mafias and all this, looking like you ready to do that. You just a new rendition the straight way. It's looking like he was being what Moneybagg Yo was promised to be to us, what Pooh Shiesty was promised to be to us. Heavyweight spitter, but you too dumb. You caught up in the glitz and the glams and trying to look cool and all this stuff and everything. You on federal probation, screwing up massively. You getting what you asking for. You asking for the ability to quit on life and take your stupid self right back to the pen. That's what you're looking at. And you know what's going to end up happening? Sugar going to leave. Everybody going to bounce out. Once you hit that damn 10 number, once you start looking at real time, that woman got to look at the whole entire household. You don't have a catalog. You don't have the word put out. You don't have any of that. You've been blaming a whole bunch of individuals for your lack of success instead of doing exactly what you need to do. And that is hiring a lawyer, seeing exactly what stipulations you're supposed to adhere to, and then putting that pressure on a label to do exactly what they're supposed to do. But you know why you didn't do it? Because you don't want them to talk about the other side. You've been around them cats a bunch of times and ain't not never complain in front of them, all that and everything. You act like it was all cool. That's what I'm supposed to say typically, is say, bon voyage. I hope you enjoy the fruits of your bad labor. But I'm going to flip it on this one. Bro, you need some goddamn help. You need some help. You talked about your daughter, how her mama died. Well, you know, once you get locked up, you technically dead already. Yeah, we call it buried alive where I'm from. So you not only have that going, but let's be honest. You're highly unlikable. You funny as hell, but your persona, massively unlikable. So we going to see how this one plays out. But if you don't get a handle on this, trust me, the handle they going to put on you, you not going to like. You know as well as I do, they going to turn your little ass into a puppeteer and make you exactly everything they say you are. You have gotten lucky. You done got blessed. Your career technically is supposed to be over. It survived the BS. You known for rapping and you ain't rapping. Part of the game is that. But hey, it is what it is. Subscribe to the bell to notify, share to keep your people aware. We are 37K away from that 300K giveaway. So hit that like button and subscribe today. Let me know your thoughts on this one though. I'll be curious. But some of y'all probably say, we've seen this coming. Because click right here. You can see this man actually high out his mind during his 30-minute rant on Facebook. Other than that, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Click right here for the playlist and get through your day.